All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Here's some real music to start off with. The End Game by Treat, legendary band. A lot of people here in the United States don't know who they are. Kind of a shame. I like them so much. I bought this vinyl, which I don't know, showed up like 3 or 4 months ago, and the whole design just blows me away. And musically speaking, look at the red vinyl, just spectacular. Um, Musically speaking, if you like melodic rock and you like interesting lyrics and you like older guys who can still bring it, Treat is exactly that. They are a treat. Fantastic group from the Scandinavian countries, right? That's where they're really popular. Um, you know who's really popular these days? Motley Crue. No, I don't know. I don't know if they're really popular these days, but they certainly are overexposed. Boom. I'm here all week. It's Tommy Lee has again decided to drop his pants. This time it's the backside. An article was written about how he is joining this website called OnlyFans. Apparently, you can share anything you want over on OnlyFans, and your pictures won't get taken down. Like it took what 4 hours for Facebook to take the nude selfie down, the front, the full frontal assault, I called it, and now you've got the rear assault, and he's got the words OnlyFans written on his cheeks back there. I mean, this is a classy guy, isn't he? He just exudes class, and it's really fun to talk about Tommy Lee because it's like a 59-year-old who is forever 17, right? Or even 17-year-olds I think have far more class. I don't know about this guy. I just don't know. Is there hope for Tommy Lee? Yeah, there's hope for Tommy Lee, but that hope it's fading. You would think after 30 or 40 years of this crap that he might learn, but he's not learning, he's not changing. And apparently a lot of the people at the show, like somebody sent me the original photo, and then I looked on Facebook what the reactions were, and honestly there were a lot of women who were just very happy, very enthusiastic about it, and even a few guys too. I mean, the world is a different place. It's changed, and you can see more, see more butts, right? The guy from The Simpsons bar. Is there a see more butts here? And in this case, you get to see more of Tommy Lee's butt. But this is what Tommy Lee announced to this concert in Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And by the way, he doesn't want that to be the slogan of Vegas anymore. He wants what happens in Vegas to just basically circulate everywhere. He said, in case you guys are living under a effing rock or effing. Now, this is the thing about Tommy Lee. Every sentence, pretty much, this guy has to drop an F-bomb or an S-bomb, but mostly an F-bomb, right? He loves that word. He embraces it. He lives it each and every day, either with his fans or just on his own, apparently. He lives with that word, and he demonstrates that word each and every day. Lee declared during a concert at the Allegiant Stadium that he's been in a little bit of trouble lately. Nothing like provoking the fans, right? And talking about his trouble. Some fans probably didn't know about all of his troubles, but see, this is the thing. It's self-inflicted trouble. This is trouble that gets you publicity. The drummer, of course, was referring to his now infamous nude picture, which he posted all across social media outlets last month after reportedly going on a mother trucking bender. See how I did that? Yeah, it's an easy one to do. I'm trying to clean this up. just in case some people who, are watching might not want to hear the F-bombs. You can just go listen to the audio of Tommy Lee. He goes, I want to see what kind of trouble we can get into tonight. We are in effing Las Vegas, right? Lee announced to the raucous crowd. And I think we should dispel that effing BS. Oh, that's a 2-for-1 there. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. F that. Let's effing share it with the world. Oh, man. So the drummer then encouraged men in the crowd to show their appendages. I always look for a word that might be comical here. Junk, promising they would look huge on the stadium's big screen. And guess what happened? Some fans obliged. Some fans did it. Yeah, we are living in a great world, aren't we? Just so much positivity and good stuff happening. And here you go. Guys showing their junk and their junk landing on the big screen at the stadium tour. Wow, that's a date that will live in infamy, right? And in all of your bucket list items, there it is on the big screen, honey. Check it out. Pretty cool, huh? It finally does look pretty big. Turning the attention back to his own infamous photo, Lee alluded to being annoyed by censorship. All right, so we're having this censorship argument, right? And what are we censoring all the time? Important information that people need to know about, whether it's politics or medicine. No. We're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on Tommy Lee's junk. Because if we can't see that, then that's the real censorship problem. Not all the stuff that would help fix problems and help people live healthier lives or help people from not expiring prematurely. See how I did that? Tommy Lee goes on to say, I showed you my S. Junk again. Then they took it down off the internet. No more D's and no more T's, the drummer proclaimed. What I've done is I have now gone over to a place where you can be as free as F. See how he just can't stop saying that word? It goes on, and you can show anybody whatever the F you want, and they don't effing take it down. It was at that point that Lee turned around, bent over, pulled down his pants to reveal the words OnlyFans written on his butt cheeks, adding a defiant, so effing S it, boom. Wow. So that was a big crescendo there at the end with the, so effing S it. An S meaning what you would probably do to a lollipop, just in case you didn't know what that S was. In that context, I figured I'd clean it up a little bit. This is the stadium tour, everybody. This is, you bring your kids. Hey, we're going to see Def Leppard, Poison. Maybe you just don't stay for Motley Crue, but what if Def Leppard is the closing band? I know they were alternating. Def Leppard should have been the headliner. They're not the headliner all the time. They should be. Motley Crue is sometimes the headliner. They could have done so much better on this tour with not having Motley Crue be there. But again, all of Motley Crue's recent success has to do with publicity surrounding all of the decadence, all of the craziness. I don't understand how the Grand Ole Opry was all excited to have Vince Neil. Now, again, Vince Neil is not Tommy Lee, but to me, it's guilt by association at that point. I mean, you're going to tarnish the legacy of a once great institution. Now, I know the Grand Ole Opry has changed quite a bit in recent years, and country purists are a little bit miffed by some of the so-called country music that isn't really country music that gets to hang out there now. But to bring in Vince Neil, that was, again, just another weird sort of, hey, it doesn't matter what kind of music you play or what you're like. And you got no link to country music whatsoever. I mean, if they had Bret Michaels there, that would have made more sense. They could have played Every Rose, right? And that is kind of a country-ish song. I mean, they could have added like a pedal steel guitar and had some background singers, and that would have been okay for me, But anyway, long story short here, or tangent going off on, if this is what you want to go see, it's your money, right? And I'm not telling people what to look at, what not to look at, but this has turned into, hey, it's Tommy Lee. I want to be a male slut, right? And society has to let me be that. That's really important. It's kind of like Dee Snider back in the 80s, sticking it to Tipper Gore. Now, did I agree with that? Kind of, but it was the kind of speech that wasn't really the focus of the First Amendment. The First Amendment was about protecting political speech more than anything else, and real egregious political speech. You're hearing all about now how you can't say certain things, or you can't be a member of a certain group, or you're basically an enemy of the state, right? Because of your political views. But this kind of stuff, this is glorified and celebrated by the state. The people who write these articles, they're not politically libertarian or conservative. They're politically neoliberal, anything goes. We want to remake the world in some sick, twisted image, and this feeds directly into that urge. And that's why these, rather than ignoring this story and talking about, gee, was the concert any good? How did Motley Crue sound? How did Vince Neil sound? How were they compared to the other bands on stage? How many shows are left? Are the fans happy with the music? No, that's not what they focus on. Tommy Lee's junk going on the big screen, or some random dude in the audience that is getting what? 30 seconds of whatever this is. I was going to say fame, but it's more like infamy, and how do you explain this to your kids, your grandkids, or even just acquaintances? Hey, yeah, my junk was on the big screen last night, Las Vegas, but what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Really? You mean with all those cell phones rolling that I'm sure captured those images on the big screen? And by the way, social media companies are probably not going to remove that stuff. They're not. I mean, you can complain all you want, but they're probably going to leave it up there. And this is the new world, the brave new world we live in. It's just super, right? Anyway, people, yeah, the stadium tour hopefully ending soon. And then it's on to Europe and Asia and going around the world with this, because people want to see more of Tommy's junk. That's why this continues. And for bands that are doing much better these days, like this group here that I showed you at the beginning, and most of the things that I share with the audience that have real musical value, this stuff gets ignored. It gets ignored because it's not flashy. It's not sick and twisted and perverted. It's not salacious, right? It's just guys putting out really good music and putting out some lyrics that I think might be important for people to hear these days. In any event, folks, that's the stadium tour. If you want to pay hundreds of dollars to see that, more power to you. I will just watch from far away and observe this train wreck and continue to report on it, because you know what? It's good for business. It is, because most people have kind of had enough of all this stuff, and me talking about it, just another voice out there saying, you know what, guys, just knock it off. Play the tunes, get off the stage, entertain. If the music is good and powerful and puts you in a better state of mind, that's all you should need. You shouldn't need, back selfies and front selfies and full nudity and making women or men do this kind of stuff at these shows. I don't know. I'm just in a different place, I'm not the same age as Tommy Lee. I'm actually a little bit younger than Tommy Lee. But when is the dude going to grow up? Probably he's not. And this is his claim to fame, I'm the eternal 18-year-old. Good job, Tommy Lee. All right, that's the video. I'm done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications on new videos. Patreon for a measly $1 a month. And yeah, I'll see you soon.